Hello, Shalom Aleichem. We have today some learning from it's called Bastion of Faith. Bastion of Faith by Rabbi Avraham Fishelis, zt'l. He made a Sefer on the HaRav Moshe Feinstein, zt'l, on the parsha of the week. That's what he did. It's called Bastion of Faith. Let's take a look at it. This is on last week's parsha, Miketz. Let's take a look at it now. So this is Bastion of Faith by Rabbi Avraham Fishelis. Here we go. So let's take a look at it. This is on Miketz. One moment. Okay, Miketz. So, and he asked them of their welfare. That's Yosef asked the brothers of their welfare and said, "Is your father well?" He asked his brothers, the Shvatim, the tribes, "Is your father well? The old man of whom you spoke, is he yet alive? Is your father well?" He asked, "Is your father well? The old man of whom you spoke, is he yet alive? Is he still alive?" That's Parak 43, Pasuk 27. And they said, "Your servant, our father, is well. He is yet alive." 43:28. The order of Yosef's question should have been reversed. First, you ascertain if Yaakov is alive, and then you ask if he's well. For once you know that he's well, then surely he must be alive. However, it would appear that Yosef was not asking about Yaakov's physical state of being, but about his spiritual outlook. Whether Yaakov was well and at peace, shalom, as a result of having changed his entire perspective on things, and having become resolved to a pessimistic attitude toward humanity and towards the world in general, after having lost his son. He lost his son, Yosef. Or is he still rather firm and adamant in his character, possessing the same breath of life as before? In other words, does he still have his faith in Hashem that things will be good? Thereupon Yehuda responded, so in other words, is he well? Is he physically well, but is he spiritually well? Shalem, is he complete in his faith? Thereupon Yehuda responded that Yaakov's optimistic personality and willingness to accomplish in this world was still very much alive and vibrant. So thereupon, Yehuda responded that Yaakov's optimistic personality and willingness to accomplish in this world was still very much alive and vibrant. So that's why he asked first, is he well, and then is he alive? And portions were taken from before him unto them. And portions were taken from before him unto them. They were taken from before him, I think that means from before Yosef, unto then given to the Shvatim, to the tribes, to the brothers. But Binyamin's portion was greater than the portion of all of them. Binyamin's portion was greater than all of them. It was 5 times as much. And they drank and were merry with him. 43:34. That's Parak. That's 43. That's chapter 43 and the pasuk 34. Rashi quotes the Medrash that since the day they had sold him, neither they nor he had drunk wine. That since the day that the brothers had sold Yosef, neither they, the brothers, nor he had drunk wine. They didn't drink wine. They didn't celebrate. But on that day they did drink. We can well understand that Yosef drank, for he knew who they were and could at any time reveal to them who he was, and that the salvation had come. However, the brothers did not know that this was Yosef, and so what cause did they have to celebrate? The explanation is as follows. They feared that perhaps all the tribulations they were encountering in Egypt, such as finding money in their bags, was a punishment for selling Yosef. Now that the Egyptians said that they knew nothing of the money, the brothers realized that this was a kindness from Hashem, and that their forgiveness and salvation was imminent, and therefore they could already drink wine. In other words, the salvation was imminent. It was promised to them. And it's going to come right away. Yeshuas Hashem, Sheherafayin. The salvation of Hashem is like the wink of an eye. Will come right away. Don't give up. So the brothers realized that this was a kindness from Hashem, and that their forgiveness and salvation was imminent, and therefore they could already drink wine. We find similarly in the Nevi'im and the Kesuvim, the prophets in the writings, that Yehoshaphat sang praises to Hashem and rejoiced with wine as soon as he was told of a prophecy of salvation, even before it had actually come true. This is a lesson to us, showing how great one's faith in Hashem should be. In the Haggadah, we are told that without a verse, we would think that remembering the Exodus from Egypt should be commemorated on Rosh Chodesh, Nisan, rather than on the 15th day of Nisan, when they actually went out. This is because they were informed of their imminent departure on Rosh Chodesh, and man's faith should be so great that he must immediately feel as if he had already been saved. In other words, they were informed that they were going to be saved on Rosh Chodesh. So that should be enough to make them as glad as if they were already been saved. This we can look at, we can record it. One moment, get the right page. This is me, Kate. This is Bastion of Faith by Rabbi Avraham Fishelis, and this is from HaRav Moshe Feinstein. That's all. The HaRav Moshe Feinstein on the parshios Shavua. It's called Kol Rum, also Kol Rum. Okay, thank you, Yeshikayach. Freilich Chanukah, still it's the 8th day of Chanukah. The 8th day of Chanukah still. A good year. That's Zos Chanukah, the last day of Chanukah. A good year.